Hey, 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 hey. Hello and welcome back to Candid Talk with Lexi Love.
And, Valentina versus Valentina.
Yes, how are you guys this evening? We are back at our regular scheduled time, Wednesday.
Yeah.
And just excited about this whole entire topic that we have tonight.
Yeah.
And we were on live Instagram again with the drink that we have for tonight. You see, I'm actually loving this drink so much, I had to carry it, and I still have it in my hand.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell everybody
So,
what you made.
it is a Love Potion number 9. It is a frozen drink with ice cream. So, your ice cream lovers out there, listen up.
Yeah, it's really good. So if you...
So, literally, it's vanilla ice cream. You can add ice if you want. I didn't add ice this time. It's optional. Add more ice cream if you want it a thicker, consistent C. And then I use vodka, a liqueur called creme de coco. It's like the white chocolate one. And that was it.
Yeah, it's
and
really
then the
good.
strawberries, of course.
Yeah, you put the strawberries in when you blend it up.
So you can use a flavored vodka. You can use a flavored ice cream. I just used vanilla just because it was just
using
easier.
the strawberries. Yeah, and it's
we
really
add the strawberry.
strawberry-ish.
Right.
This
So
is-
the more strawberries you add, then obviously.
And it comes a really pretty pink color. And she didn't put the whipped cream in the blender. We put it on top after as a garnish per se. But it's really, really good. So if you like the color pink, or if you know what, when you make this, if you want, any color and any kind of ice cream that you want to use. So I just think this is a great summertime drink.
It's really good, y'all.
I've really been on this kick with things to do here in Atlanta. And there's this one place that I've seen. I don't know any of the names. I'm just going to go back because I've tagged everything so I can go back. And they were making some kind of, that's where I got the idea to do it for our podcast.
Oh, really?
The ice cream drinks. But they actually have an ice cream machine, I guess how they make, when you're
kind
in
of like a daiquiri type
yes,
place?
they have and then it comes out and it's really pretty. It's really pretty. So that's how I got the idea for our drinks. Okay. When I was sending it to you, say, hey, try this drink, try this. Because I do send her ideas, and then she makes the decision of what she wants to make. So, yeah, before we, move any further and get started, always remember to support us at Wealthcity.shop. It will be in the comments once I finish uploading our YouTube. But, yeah. To get, mugs, we have anything dealing with houseware, mugs, tumblers, bar keys, phone, what do you call those things in? The phone, the back of the phone?
The phone case?
The phone case for any iPhone, Andrew, whatever kind of phone you have. Android. Yeah, iPhone or Android, whatever kind you have. We have the different sizes and they're really cute. And then we have a chocolate theme. So if you like chocolate, which I love chocolate, we have a chocolate thing. So
your club soda?
Well, not club soda. They call it club soda, but I love my mineral water.
Yeah,
I love my mineral water.
Fancy schmancy.
Yes, very fancy. You know me. I went to California to see my girl last year, and
You've been obsessed.
She took me to a whole different level of living. Like a whole different level. It's like, I want to be a queen too. She treated me like a queen, but I'm not going to reminisce too much. But we're going to do the topic is love from a masculine man. And I had to do some research on here, and it's going to be really interesting going forward with dating. And before we even get started, I want to talk about, let's do pet peeves or anything exciting that happened to you this week. And then I'm going to go into my stuff.
When you said move forward with dating.
Yeah. This is going to help me. No, this is going to help me to eliminate some folks.
You seem like you were doing that just fine, but
No. But there's some stuff I didn't know. Like
so
when
everything's
people,
starting to click.
when everybody talks about masculine energy and masculine men, oh boo, it's broken down to even smaller groups.
And to how I know you said women can have masculine.
Well, yeah, women can have
There's a
masculine
break.
energy, especially if they don't have a, if they
have
get
to
hurt
play that role.
or they have to play that role. Yes,
Right.
that comes in. But we're talking about exclusively men people that were born male. This is who we are referring to. We're not
Right.
referring to anything else because I don't know anything about that. I don't like to talk
Right.
about things that I'm not super involved in. But yes, you're born a male. There's masculinity that comes with being born a male.
Yeah.
And so it's even broken down even more.
Right.
So this is going to be fun. I think it'll be more fun than anything. It'll be more fun. So do you have any pet peeves or anything exciting that happened to you this week?
No, I mean, just new
No.
job seems to be
Yeah, she got a new job. Which
going
I'm excited
good.
about that.
It's at a fun place.
Mm-hmm.
It's different drinks,
Mm-hmm.
but pretty much same type of.
The same type of, it's a different scene, but people order drinks. They like to drink.
Yeah.
You know, you work at
More
a bartender.
drinks, and because since we make frozen drinks too.
Okay,
We
so
didn't do
that's
that.
fine.
Well, we stopped doing it. Well, we really didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
We did do it, but nobody really likes to do it. But here, like, it's kind of
It's
a
part,
requirement.
the type of atmosphere you work in.
They've got drinks that are specifically frozen. So
Yeah. Which,
but I don't mind. I enjoy every aspect of my job.
Yeah.
So.
It should
And
be
I've
that
met a
way.
lot of cool people. So that's
I know
always
thus
fun.
far. And then once your sister comes back next
Right.
week, I don't know where these gnats are. Anytime it gets too hot in Georgia, these gnats. You open the door, they're like.
That's your pet peeve.
Yeah, I hate gnats. Well, no, that's one of mine, but it's not like super pet peeve.
It's a random pet peeve.
It's a random pet peeve. You live in Georgia, you're gonna deal with gnats in any of these kind of little bitty bugs that just agitate you. And it's like, where are you coming from? So yeah, that's the only thing I hate about the summer here in Georgia is the little gnats and little chiggers.
I don't know what that is.
It's the same concept. It's the same thing.
Like a
gnats,
mosquito?
No, chiggers and gnats to me are one and the same. Just
But
that.
would you know the difference?
I don't think there is a
difference.
difference. I think just somebody just calls them chiggers, and then somebody calls them gnats. I call them gnats because I lived on the East Coast. On the East Coast, yeah, we call them gnats. I guess
Like Coke and Pop, tomato, tomato.
Yep.
Potato,
It's
potato.
the same concept. Yeah. So
Okay.
if you are from the South, you're gonna call them chiggers more than likely.
Yeah.
But gosh, you made me lose my train of thought. But your sister will
Your
be
pet
back.
peeve, yeah.
Your sister will be back. You don't have a pet peeve. Your sister will be back
No.
next week, which is really exciting. So she's gonna be She's gonna be a co-host.
Yeah, and we probably gonna be doing a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
So.
We're not gonna tell you what we're gonna incorporate how we're gonna incorporate her, but it's gonna be fun because we got to be able to do some stuff with her going out and moving to Vegas.
She's my replacement.
I know, huh? Well, at least I told her ahead of time, so it's not like she's just, you know how like sometimes in the industry they just say, "Is one day you go to work and they're like, you don't work here anymore." It's like, well, dang.
It's a good replacement.
Yeah, it is, and yeah, because this is something you want to do. It's not like we're just kicking you to the curb.
Right.
So yeah, but well, I don't know if it's a pet peeve. This is referring to our topic, but with my little dating stories, I think my dating.
Talk about the thing.
I'm just gonna put it out there. This is what you should not do, especially for me. It's like I don't know if it's a young thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a young thing. I mean, I don't know, but somebody that I'll just say somebody that could have been a potential. I don't know what it is. And I think it's funny. I think I'm laughing at it more so because I do not like people to solicit to me with anything. Like, don't solicit your private parts to me. Just don't do it.
Right.
Because I don't like it. Like, I don't like it. I think it's funny. I don't feel, there's not an embarrassment to me. It's not a judgment to me. It's not anything.
You just feel like it's kind of inappropriate because you didn't ask to like.
Yeah, I didn't ask for it, and I know that's a thing because one of my other friends that I talk to on a regular basis, that we're not dating, we're just friends, he tells me that women actually asked.
Yeah, but you didn't ask, so that.
No. But I'm just saying, I didn't know it was a thing. Like, I guess some guys just think that because women ask in the past,
that you just want us to see it.
That
like that's
women,
going to make a difference.
Yeah, like all women like that. Like all women, even though I didn't ask him, I guess he just figured, well, girls ask me all the time. And maybe that's what it was. Because I was told by my friend that girls have asked him, how big are you? And, we have to keep this very, very, indirect.
PG.
Yes, very PG. But yes, ask
and
them.
PC, probably.
Yes, PC as well. Because, I want my monitor, I want my
PC,
stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, that's a thing? For a female to ask you, I'm just like, that's kind of asking about what kind of job you do and how much money you make. It's kind of like, until I get to like you and really want to be about you,
right?
Some of that stuff is not important to me, because then to me it filters the relationship.
It to me is sending a wrong message, sending a message, well, I'm just looking for this.
I'm just looking for a hookup or a link up, or whatever y'all call it now. Link up.
Sneaky link.
Sneaky link, hookups. Not friends with benefits no more. That's it. What is the other thing? Cup buddies. What is it? Cuff buddies or something? Cuddy buddies. Yeah. I guess those two things went out the window, but it's the same concept. But yeah, I just thought it was just like when I because I actually showed my daughter, and she's like, wow. It's like, wow. And I was just like, where are you meeting these guys? I'm just like, they are intelligent men and nice, and I'm just like,
they're always nice, they're always intelligent.
So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the generation. This dating thing is weird to me. I just want somebody where I can just have a conversation and get to know you. Like, all of that other stuff is trivial to me at the talking stage. All of it's trivial to me, because if I feel like when I'm with someone, and if I don't feel comfortable, because I'm very animated. I try to pull it back when I'm on here, but I'm a very animated person.
Right.
If I'm not that way with you when we go out on a date, or I'm real happy, or I'm smiling and stuff, chances are we ain't going out on a date no more.
Right.
We're just not going to.
Yeah.
So I don't need to know how much you got in your pants. I don't need to know none of that, because I don't care at that point. And so I had to play, and then my other friend I was talking, because all this happened today. Like, all this happened. I had 2 different guys call me at the same time.
Okay.
I was already talking on the phone with one. So I was like, I ain't answering. I sent him the voicemail.
You sound like a player.
I sent him the voicemail.
Player Lex.
He called back. And I was like, hey. So I had to type it. I said, I can't talk to you right now.
Because you was on the phone with somebody else.
Because I was on the phone with somebody else.
Oh, wow.
And then so after I was on the phone with this person, I went ahead and called him. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was on the phone with somebody else. That's all I said. I was on the phone with somebody else. They didn't even ask me. I'm like, dude, first of all, you ain't paid not their bill, so you can't ask me who I was on the phone with.
Right. We're not a thing.
No. So he's like, oh, it's cool. I know how it is. Like, I guess he thought it was work related or whatever. Like, no, it don't matter. I'm not going to tell you what I was doing. I'm just saying I was on the line.
Right.
Just like guys do me. So, I'm learning how I have dealt with guys. I'm doing the exact same thing. And then
that's what you gotta do.
And then this other person had texted me, and he was like, hi, how are you? Who is this?
From 3 different guys.
I said, who is this? And then he finally sent me back and told me his name. I was like, I'll be honest with you, I don't even remember who he was. I don't even remember who he is. Like, I don't remember.
You told him?
No. I didn't tell him I didn't know who he is. He just told me what his name was. I didn't respond back. Like, I don't know who you are. I don't remember who you are. Like, you must not have been that relevant in my life.
So the name didn't sound familiar?
No, the name did not sound familiar. And so then there's another guy that called himself wanting to just be my friend. I was like, cool, I'll be your friend or whatever. And so I'm just playing, like, just playing around. Like, Because I did tell him straight up. He's like, oh, I just want to be your friend. I said, cool. Because I got other guy friends too. So I'm just letting you know that that's all you're going to be is a friend. Because I'm not looking, I told him, I said, I'm not looking for a relationship.
This is so good.
I know it is. So yeah, that's been my whole week. I could write a book about dating. All of the craziness. So I'm taking game from the gamers. And I'm using it. So. And I'm using it.
You done been through it all.
Yeah, you know, one of my close friends, he was like, he goes, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I said, I'm being a little toxic. I'm being a little toxic this summer. I'm be toxic like y'all are toxic.
Good girl gone bad?
No, I might be worse because you know how us cancers are. Once our mind is set to something, it's set. Like I can be the sweetest person, the kindest person. And then I also can be the most meanest, nastiest, lethalest person ever. So that's where I'm at right now.
So that's the kind of message you're trying to put out to
No, it's not the message. It's just like, I'm just not going to take anything personal. I'm not going to take anything serious. I'm just going to be, Because I feel like the right guy will come. The right guy will come.
Right.
And I won't do any of that. But right now, I feel like these are none of the right people.
Right.
So I'm just playing like, okay, well, I got other things that I'm doing. I got my auditions that I've done this week and some other stuff that I'm waiting to hear back from. So I got stuff I got to do.
You got a lot going on.
Yeah, I got a lot going on. But at the same time, maybe somebody will make me unsingle.
Hopefully.
And then I can change. And then I can change my phone number because that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Right.
As soon as that happens, phone number's changed.
Right. I'm
don't
doing
got
the
time.
Same thing too.
I don't got time. I don't got time. But you look cute. You look cute in your little outfit. She always, I tell you, she has the cutest things. She'll never wear them. We're supposed to go out. As soon as your sister gets back, we are going out. Because I got me some outfits. Oh, I got me some outfits. I know. They're cute, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't wear them because I think it would clash against the background, so I didn't wear them.
Look what I got on.
But no, but I want to wait. I want to wear my stuff out.
Got you.
Yeah, because it's
something to see.
It's something to see. We'll see how.
Didn't you get a mask?
A mask?
Did you get a black mask to go with that outfit?
No. No, I already had.
I don't know why I feel like you showed me a mask.
No. I mean, I have a whole entire thing for my GIMP outfit.
Already?
Yeah, I already have that. Yeah, I already have that. I'm just waiting for somebody to go out that is secure enough to go out with me with that on. And I'd wear it out. I'd wear it and have a collar on, everything. Oh, yeah.
Seriously?
Heck yeah. But it'd have to be a place where it's acceptable.
Okay, so it sounds like you probably need to go to a swingers club.
No, I don't want to swing. I just want to have fun.
You don't have to swing necessarily, I don't think.
No, they may want you to swing. I don't got time for swinging. I don't got time to be...
You just go in there to mingle and check it out.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing.
That's the perfect place to do it.
I don't like to swap any kind of body fluid with anybody.
I don't blame you.
I don't have time. The person that I'm with, I'm going to be super clean for them.
And they're going to be super clean for you too.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and start our podcast with our title, Love from a Masculine Man. You're going to love this one. So we're going to start with, let me go ahead and pull my stuff over here. Easier so I don't have to keep turning back and forth. I can look at the camera. We're going to do your trivia.
Oh my God.
I know you love this. This is just so they can learn Valentina. They can learn you. So then when you're in Vegas and then someone will be like, oh my gosh, you're on podcast. And then they're going to know stuff about you. Then you know they're not lying because they've watched it.
Okay. Bring it on then, I guess.
What is the first thing you notice about a guy?
What's the first thing I notice about a guy?
Yeah. The first thing you notice when a guy walks up and you think that he is pleasantly eye candy, what do you notice about him?
I'll probably say his body.
His body right away?
Yeah. That's what because I'm thinking hard, like.
Yeah, you're thinking too hard into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first thing I see is their hair.
Their hair?
Their hair is the first. How does their hair look? That's like a thing for me. The hair is always the first thing I see.
Right.
Because to me, a man, the way he wears his hair tells me a lot about who he is.
Yeah, and the way his body is too.
Well, yeah, of course.
If they sloppy or they got a nice body, the more than likely they probably take care of themselves.
Yeah, but their hair always, because I've seen some where their hair is just like, ooh, you know.
So you can get with somebody that takes care of their hair, but they fat.
They fat. Oh gosh.
So
well, unfortunately, when we get older, we cannot eat like we did when we were 20, 25. We just can't. Men or women just can't.
I mean, there's some people
But they go into the gym 7 days a freaking week.
Still taking care of themselves.
And they're in the gym probably 2 or 3 hours.
Right.
And then they can. I mean, that's different because you're overburning calories. You're overburning. Right. But yeah, I mean, I do a lot of fasting. I'd fast all the way to the evening time every single day. That's what I do. I don't eat until night. I've gotten better at it because it can be hard to be like, as soon as I get hungry. Right. But, I do, and I still eat small portions. But yeah, unfortunately, so it doesn't bother me. It's in my age group. It has a little bitty gut or something. Doesn't bother me at all. Right. I can rub on it.
I'm just saying, like.
No, we're talking like overly weight.
Sloppy.
Yeah. To me, there's a difference between being overweight and sloppy overweight.
You just can't be too skinny. Like, I know height for you is a big deal.
Yeah, height is, but now I'm getting to the point where as long as they're the same height as me, I don't care. If I just got,
they just can't be like super short.
They can't be short as me when I'm flat-footed.
Okay.
But if they're 5'10",
yeah,
I don't care. They just need to know that I do like to wear heels.
Right.
And you have to be comfortable with being with a taller woman.
Yeah. And I feel like bigger guys go after skinnier women.
Yes, they do.
Like, there's this guy at work, one of the cooks or whatever, bigger guy. He comes up to me one day at the bar and he's like, "Hey, can you make me, since we got blenders there, he was like, can you make me like, what was it, like a strawberry smoothie or something?" I was like, "Sure, why not?" He was like, "I'll make you something. What do you want?" And that's when he made my salad. He's a bigger guy. He's just smiling in my face. I mean, this is,
Yep, they do. Big guys they like tiny girls.
And yesterday when I was at work, he came up to me again. He was like, "Hey, such and such," and I was like, "Hey." He was like, "Can you make me that same thing you made me yesterday?" I was like, "Yeah."
It's like, "Hey, I'm moving to Vegas." It don't matter how you come and make my food. I'm still moving to Vegas.
Exactly. And nothing keeping me here.
I know. If her mama can't keep her here, ain't nobody can keep her here. No.
It's a done deal.
You're
going to have to come with me.
But you know what? It's good that you are. I think you should sprout your wings and go find.
Leave. It's time to leave.
Yeah, go find something else.
Because I feel like it's one of those things where most people don't do, or they're afraid, or they just never leave where they grew up or where they went to school.
That's why they have airplanes. You can come back and visit.
Right.
Or I can go visit or move myself.
Right.
So name one thing you want from a guy.
Why do I feel like you ask me this question every time we do?
No, I don't. I try to keep it in with the topic that we do.
What's the one thing I want from a guy?
Yeah, one thing. Yeah, it could be
the most important thing.
No, it doesn't have to be just one name, one thing.
Okay, we'll say communication.
Okay, cool. Mine is loyalty.
Okay.
What's priority, love or loyalty?
Loyalty.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Because if he's loyal,
I mean, it's true.
If he's loyal, then he gonna love me.
Right, exactly.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna be loyal to what you love.
Right.
You're gonna love what you are loyal to.
Right.
And so it'll go back and forth, same. So yeah, love. You can love somebody,
a lot of people,
but you're not necessarily loyal to them. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to be loyal to somebody because anything can happen that can cause you to switch up.
Yep.
So if you're not loyal to them, then you can love them all day long, but you finna hit rocks as soon as stuff hits the fan. Or you're put in a position to choose.
Yeah. And I hope that I never. And we're staying it's totally on relationship. But I mean, anything.
Yeah.
Somebody could, you could be in a room with people, a bunch of
Right.
people, and they start talking about the person that you're best friends with, that you're in, or you're in a relationship with,
Right.
and you just standing there looking. If you're
Right.
loyal, you'd be like, look, I don't care what you heard or what you said, but don't be talking about my friend like that. Like,
Exactly.
if you have a problem with them, then you need to address it with them, not talk behind their back.
Right, especially around you. Like, you got to give people that respect.
And to me, that's loyalty, when you can do that, when you can speak up for somebody when they're not in the room.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
What is the one thing a guy loved the most about you? Do you remember?
It's kind of like the same thing. I feel like I'm gonna say just I think what people are more attracted to is just the way that I carry myself, my energy, my demeanor, like my presence. I think that when people look at me or talk to me, they always say your presence, like you just got one of those presents. You know what I'm saying? So I probably would say that confidence is all the way 100 for me. So, and I carry myself as such, and like that's a big deal. People notice.
Of course. What is the one thing I love the most about me? So that I've been told that I am very affectionate, and that's what they loved about me. I'm very affectionate.
I totally believe it.
I'm very affectionate. I'm a very affectionate person.
Yeah, you are.
When I want to be with somebody or love somebody, then I can be cuddy buddy with them.
Right.
Just love on them. Yeah.
Right.
So, and then they always, the ones that have been gone to the wayside, that's the first thing they say. That's what they say.
That's what they miss?
Yeah, that's the first thing they'll say.
That the new girl isn't.
They miss because I was affectionate and loving towards them.
Right.
That's like the first thing they say that they missed about me.
Oh, you're so motherly.
Ugh. I know, huh? Why did they leave? No, I'm kidding. I leave because I get tired of them. They don't be doing right. So what is the most honorable thing a guy can do for you?
The most honorable thing?
Yeah, the most honorable. And these aren't trick questions. There's no right or wrong answer. It's how you feel that somebody in your past has treated you and was good. Like, what is the most honorable thing?
I would say protection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this goes the same for me. Protection, to protect you. Like you said, when you're not in the room,
They make you feel safe, like everything, like,
Yeah, like you don't have to be masculine. You can just fall back and be like damsel in distress.
Right. Just let your man be a man.
Yes, that's what we want. We want that. There's a lot of women.
They save you, like they're there when you need them.
There's a lot of women that want that, but I think now it seems like guys are afraid. Like,
you think so?
I have a lot of guys that are like, they'll ask me, "Oh, is it okay if I call you?" Or just weird stuff. Like, if I gave you my phone number, then yeah, you can call me. Like, you don't even have to ask, just call.
Right.
Or there's this one guy had said, sent me a thing saying, sent me a gift saying he's waiting. Like, it was a gift that was like tapping their hands, like waiting for me to call. I'm not gonna call you. I'm not calling you. I gave you my phone number. If you want to talk to me, you will call me.
So did you respond back to the text message?
No, I just looked at it. Yeah, I just looked at it.
And I just on red?
Left them on red. I'm just like, no, I'm not playing this game. I'm not playing. I'm not playing the game with you. So you are a grown man, you pay bills, you go to work, you have a job, you probably a supervisor over people. If you cannot call a female that you like or want to get to know,
right?
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I mean, I've done it in the past, and it doesn't end well. When you call a guy, then he's gonna feel like he can do whatever he wants to. Like, you're chasing him. No, I'm not doing that. You wanna get to know me, then you call me. Now, I'm gonna call you after we're having conversations back and forth,
right.
But I'm not gonna initiate no phone call with you. So you can just be on red till the day is forever. What? That's how I feel about it. I mean, this is how we have. If we want more from these men, then we're gonna have to set the bar high. Or not, just you just go try to find you some little teenage chick that don't know the difference yet.
Right.
I say yet because we all learn from experience and from heartbreak.
Right.
But eventually, you can't. If you want, you're a man. You were born in a man's body. Then do what a man does and reach out.
Yeah.
So So the first question that I have, and this is, I can't even really explain how. Hey, what are you doing up there?
This fridge.
That's the fridge? Something like that?
That's here.
Oh.
Jillian was in the room.
Okay, you're good. I'm sure they probably can't hear you, but we can. Always want to do something when we're filming.
That's all I say, quiet on set.
Yeah, She said, yeah, whatever. But I just did, oh gosh, I don't know how I did this. You're just going to have to just.
What do you mean how you did
I know how I wrote it. You're just going to have to figure out how to.
Make sense
process it. Because it's not really questions. It's information. And then you jump in and say, oh, do you agree? Don't agree?
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So when a man is in his full masculine energy, he has strength, morals, endurance, and knowledge. Do you agree with that? We're going to get deeper, but we're starting on the surface right now.
You said when he's in his masculine.
When he's in his full masculine energy, he's strength, he has morals, endurance, and knowledge.
Yes.
And this could pertain to different situations in his life.
Yeah, definitely, totally.
Okay. A man who lives this way tends to strive to provide their partner with safety, security, comfort, and warmth, while providing excitement and romance.
Yes.
And have you met a person like that yet?
Why are you putting me on the spot?
No, because I'm not putting you on the spot. I'm asking you before I ask myself. In a sense, some of the stuff has been missing.
Yes.
Okay, same here. Some of the stuff has been missing.
Right.
So it says full, and it doesn't say half. Quarters, it says full.
Yeah, that's why it says full. Yeah, so I say in a sense, yeah.
So my thing is that where are these men at? Where are these full masculine energy men at with this strength? I don't know. I'm hoping that I meet that person sometime in my life.
That's kind of.
I know it's kind of. People could argue. And I'm not sitting there saying all of them are. I would say this. Sometimes a man will have more strength in one thing than another.
Right.
Like his knowledge may not be quite is prevalent,
right.
but his morals are high.
Right.
So I think to me it depends on the individual,
right.
how he was
really
raised,
depends on
his experiences that he's had.
I feel like it's anything else. It's a learning. It's a growing process.
Yes, that's how I feel about it as well. But I do.
It's like becoming a woman. Like, what would somebody consider a full-grown woman? You know what I'm saying? It's a learning process.
And we will do feminine. We will do the feminine as well. Podcast. I'm not gonna do
it tonight.
No, we're not doing it tonight. I don't like to be one-sided. I like to talk. I like to bounce off the different sexes.
Okay.
Not just bash men in the head, because I'm not a basher. I have a father, I have brothers, that's where I grew up. So I'm not going to bash men. Right. But I see the difference between men when it comes to being masculine and not so masculine.
Right.
So yeah. But for the most part, you safety, security, comfort, and warmth. You definitely want those qualities.
Right.
From a man, because if he doesn't have it, you're gonna. I think we do. That's why I don't know if you ever heard that women sometimes I need about 5 men, because
they each bring something different.
They each bring something. I don't want that. I want one man to have all those qualities within himself. So what a masculine finds attractive in a woman, and you said it earlier, a woman that is confident and smiling.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah. So
Yes.
you
Yes.
probably, have had potentials that come and they see you and they say, "Oh, she's in their brain. Oh, she's confident. She's got a beautiful smile. She's really interesting. That kind of thing." And so
Right.
yeah, and this could come from any kind of guy. You maybe a guy that you're not physically interested in,
Right.
but he's like that. See, that's the only downfall about when it comes to looks. That's why I am learning not to be so, doesn't have to be the priority. As long as I can look at you and I'm not like, ugh, then I can get to know you. Because it's not
Right.
always, as you get older, you learn it's not always about the looks. Because as we get older, we all start losing our beauty to a certain degree. We're all beautiful still, but you know what I mean? You understand
Right.
what I'm just saying? That it does change. It does change. Just like your taste buds change. You're wanting to do certain things when you're 20 that you're not doing at 40. The things change. So yeah, I think that as well. But current dominant masculine norms. Now, I got all of this information, off of Google because,
Right.
that's what we have, Google. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to agree with everything. It just means that this is what is being put, the information that's being put out there. Right. And you can disagree, you can agree, or you can be, just like, yeah, okay. It does sound like that. It sounds interesting. So current dominant masculine norms is providing for others, physical strength, emotional toughness, self-reliance, competitiveness, risk taking, protector, winning, honor, and courage. So that's just the norms that is dominant in, I guess, today's society.
Right.
That most guys that you come across are going to have some of those strengths,
Yeah.
or those qualities. And emotional toughness, I feel like I'd have to go deeper with that, because sometimes I feel like men do not show their emotions the way they should when it comes to a woman that they really want to be with. Because they have to. I feel like a man, and when he's out in the world and he's doing it at work or whatever, yes, you have to have this bland, blank emotion situation, because they'll consider you as weak. Right. But if you are with someone that you love and you want to be with, if you don't show that masculine emotional vulnerability to the woman that you love and she loves you,
Right.
then to me that's a problem. You're not really in your masculinity.
Yeah.
Because you refuse to be vulnerable with the woman that loves you. Because a lot of times women will leave a man solely based a lot on emotions, a lack of emotions, because they just don't show it. And so she gets tired of it. Gets very tired of it.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess when you get in a serious relationship where you're talking, moving forward in marriage, you're going to find out there's a lot of qualities that you're going to want, because you're going to think, I don't want to be divorced ever. I want to be married with this person forever. So you're going to start looking at anything that comes up to you that you got to decide, can I deal with that? Can I tolerate that? Is that something we can grow? And I think that is a conversation that you should always have with a man that wants to move forward with you in a one-on-one, serious, paper marriage, whatever.
Right.
Is that, what can you honestly deal with? What can you not honestly? Because I promise you, if you don't talk about it, it ain't going to change. Or if it's something that really bothers you, it's not going to not stop bothering you.
Right.
So that's my advice to any woman who is in a serious relationship. What is he doing that you don't like? Or you got to talk about it. You have to talk about it, because it's going to be a problem 5-6 years down the road. So how a masculine man shows love. He holds your hands, which is one of my favorite things. I know I like outwardly affection.
Yeah.
Lots of effort to make you feel loved. He brings random gifts. Yes. I want a man that gives me gifts.
That's your love language?
That's my love language. And I want a person that has that love language too. I want gifts. I want my purses, my shoes.
Right.
What else do I like? Purses, shoes, perfume.
A house.
A car. No.
You're right.
But no, I'm just saying that.
Vacations.
Yes, definitely vacation. I've been on that trip for like a month now. All the places I've been sitting, like we gotta go here, we gotta go here.
Right.
So yeah, okay. Brings you random gifts. Sings a song for you on a special day. Oh, I would just love it. I don't care if he can't sing. He's singing me a song that he wrote. I'm ice in your hands.
What about a love letter? Or you got a song?
Yeah, love letter. Like it's on your birthday or anniversary, or just because he wanted to say, "Baby, I love you," and I want to show it, and then he just starts singing the song for you. That would just be like, okay, this would be me. Whoop.
No, wow.
Makes time to talk to you. Very important. Very important. Because some guys don't take the time. I'm busy. I'm at work.
Right. Yeah.
The house is burned down. We don't have a house anymore. I'll call you back. You know what I mean?
Hopefully not.
I'm just saying that some guys are like that. They're so thinking you're not. It's almost like they put you on the back burner.
Right.
When they get you. When they get you.
Right.
Don't do that, guys. If you get a woman, don't do that. Don't put her on the back burner, even when you have her. He always listens to you properly. That's what we just talked about. He has a healthy confidence. So like if you guys are going out and you look all dolled up and look beautiful and he likes what he says, oh yeah, I don't care, show a little bit of cleavage or whatever. But when you guys go out, he's not like want to fight everybody in the room because he's confident and no, this is my woman and she going home with me.
Right.
It don't matter. I don't care if you come up to her and talk to her, be like, oh hey, she ain't gonna give you the time of day.
Right.
And that's a real man.
That's important.
A real man has healthy confidence, very secure in who he is because he knows what he's doing at home to keep you from even wanting to do anything.
Right.
Because he got his stuff together. A willingness to laugh at themselves. I love a man who can laugh at himself. Make jokes,
Yeah.
If something like, like I would talk about my forehead, my 5 head or whatever, my 5-finger head or whatever. I'm always going to talk about my forehead. It's a big forehead, but it's my forehead. Right. And somebody like it, even if they slap me on the head, I like a man who can laugh at himself.
Right.
A gracious attitude. So, you do something for him, appreciate it. Oh, thank you, baby. That kind of thing. And comfortable being in their own skin. Very important. When I say that, they're not talking down to themselves or saying, oh, I don't look good, or, oh, look at all, guys in my age group, oh, I got nothing but gray hair. It's like, okay, whatever.
Right,
diet. And yeah, you can dye it. If you don't want to dye it, it looks fine. I don't love you because your hair is gray, or I love you because your hair is not gray.
Right.
I love you because of who you are. That's just the outer shell of who you are.
Right.
Allows a woman to relax in the knowledge that she is loved for life by a man who won't leave and who will protect and provide for her.
Right.
So yeah, that's how a masculine man shows love. So yeah, that's important. Like I was just like, when I was doing this, I was just like, okay, well, I need to change my resume on men. I need to just go ahead and write down questions. Just like remember when we were watching the Black Mirror and they had the one where they were in a simulated dating app.
Oh yeah.
And she had to go through all those different guys, and then she ended up being with the guy that she really wanted to be with at the end.
After they tried to escape.
Yeah, but that was just to show that they didn't care. It was I guess it was almost like it didn't matter about the app. They wanted just to be together. So then when they came in real life, she looked kind of different than what she did in the dating app.
So they did get out.
Yeah, because it was just a stimulated dating app. That's all it was. It was a stimulation. Because I think a lot of times the way Black Mirror is because they have all that technology where you're simulating something that's not real. Everything is almost simulated in
It's
Black
like
Mirror.
your conscience.
Your conscience is in there. And that's what it was. Your conscience was in the dating app. And so when they were going through all of the different people that they were,
Right.
having dates with for however long, it actually showed that they were, compatible with each other. So when they actually came back into real life, even though she looked a little different, he looked a little different. It wasn't about the outer shell. It was that they looked, they were the same people,
Right.
but he loved her for her and he loved her for her or him.
So they were on the app in the real world.
Yeah, they were on the app in the real world, but their conscience was in the simulated dating app. I know it's very confusing. Anybody who watched Black Mirror, you know what I'm talking about. There's a little bit of confusion because we are not used to simulation in real time.
Right.
We're not. I mean, they may have the technology already. It's not public yet.
Right.
But yeah, that would be kind of weird to put something on your forehead and then you are in it and you can feel, touch, look at everything, but you're in a game.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah. So that to me is that's very important. But how to support a masculine man? So this is how you would support a masculine man. Acknowledge him, of course, for his skills and his great gifts. Mm-hmm. Of course, you got me the Mercedes I wanted. He feels seen and respected. Of course you're going to respect him. You were the man, you're going to respect him, right? Right?
You should.
Okay, you should. If he's a masculine man and he's doing all those other things that we talked about prior,
you will, definitely.
yeah, you're gonna make him feel seen and respected for his hard work, discipline, and effort. Expresses your appreciation for what his energy and presence brings to your life. Of course.
Yeah.
I'll be at the door like back in the 50s, my little dress on and apron. Hi, baby, I made you dinner.
With a martini waiting?
Yeah, with a martini waiting. How was work today, baby? Oh, you want me to take your shoes off and rub your feet? That's appreciated.
I could see you doing it.
I could, for the right guy.
Yeah,
I'll say that. For the right man, he'd never want to leave. He'd be like, I'm not going to work today. Nah, you need to go to work.
You're right.
You need to go to work. Because I want a gift. No, I'm kidding. I'm honestly kidding. No, it's not like that. But yeah, the right man, I would do that for. I would. Yeah. I honestly would. I would be that woman. So this is the fun part. This is the part I was talking about. It breaks it down to 4 types of masculine men that no one ever seems to talk about because I had no idea.
So we haven't gone over this part yet.
No, there's 4 types of masculine men, and I break it down to what it's called and the definition.
Okay. Let's get it.
So, hegemonic masculine men in contemporary American and European culture, it serves as the standard upon which the real man is defined, which we just talked about all of that. According to R.W. Cornell, it is built on 2 legs. This is going to be fun. Domination of women and a hierarchy of intermale dominance. Now, I'll explain that. This is the dominant form of masculinity characterized by heterosexual, a lack of emotion, physical strength, and whiteness. This is what Google said.
Whiteness?
Yeah, that's what I said. Whiteness, that's a lie. Because black men are just the same. They can be
so this
hegemonic.
Is all
hegemonic.
Bad.
I don't think it's bad. This is just according to this R.W. Cornell. This was his
So this
philosophy.
is a masculine man of European descent?
Of contemporary American and European culture. This is
contemporary mean?
We're in contemporary, like how we live now. There's different Gosh, we're not going into history right now. I don't feel like doing history.
Okay.
But contemporary is
So
kinda
anybody.
like, yeah, they call it either modern, contemporary, that kind of thing. It's all it's kind of a historical dating, not dating like you date someone, but dating the time period. Oh, I need to try to put my leg up. Ugh. Okay. So yeah, so this is according to R.W. Cornell. I think he was a philosopher or psychologist or something.
Right.
So this was his definition of how.
Can we put the ice cream up?
Yeah, you did. You put it back in there. Well, you're gonna get. Oh, here we go again with her going to get some. Yeah, you put it in the freezer. So yeah, So that was interesting. That was interesting. So this breaks down the 4 types of masculinity, which no one. I feel like.
This isn't necessarily bad.
It's not bad. It's just this is how they're saying that the man's mind thinks. Domination of women and hierarchy of inter-male dominance, meaning that
Based off their culture? Like
based off the American and European culture. And they're not talking about other cultures.
Right.
It's talking about our culture and European culture.
Right.
So this is, I never call these facts because it is a representation of somebody's interpretation of this particular word.
Yeah.
Hegemonic.
And that's the first one.
That's the first one. The second one.
I can't help you because never even heard of it.
Yeah, I've never heard of any of these. They broke it down in masculine men. So this is helping me.
That's 4?
Yeah, this is helping me understand about men, because anytime they talk about masculine energy, they just talk about masculine energy. I've never seen someone break it down into these 4 groups. So subordinate is the next masculine.
That's just what
men.
It says, subordinate?
Yeah, subordinate. In which, and like I said, I broke the definition down. In which a person lacks many qualities of a hegemonic masculinity while also expressing qualities opposite to hegemonic. I don't even know if I'm even pronouncing that right. Example, it may involve acting in a feminine way, being overly emotional, or not being heterosexual. So this, so this would qualify as a person who is probably homosexual or have homosexual tendencies or more feminine qualities than.
So that just goes back to say, since there's different categories than what we was talking about earlier, how you were just saying what it meant to be masculine doesn't apply.
Yeah, it doesn't apply to a subordinate.
It doesn't apply to any of them because they all have some of the characteristics, but there's also negative traits.
Yes, there's also
but they're
negative
still
traits.
Masculine.
Yes. Masculine as a whole is broken down into groups.
Right.
So just because someone says I'm a masculine man doesn't mean that he's just the definition of what we talked about earlier.
Right.
There's different types of masculine men. Just because somebody is homosexual doesn't mean that he's not masculine.
Right.
He's subordinate. This is what it says.
Right.
This is what it says. You can look it up.
Okay.
Marginalized, a lack of characteristics that allow one to conform to, I hate this word, hegemonic masculinity. So.
What do you mean you hate that word?
Because I feel like I'm not pronouncing it right. Hegemonic. Hegemonic. No, it's hedge. It starts with the H. Hegemonic. I think it's hegemonic. Hegemonic. But yeah, it's a lack of characteristics that's allowed one to conform. So marginalized. I don't know why every time we get on here I always got to, but marginalized. So that's a marginalized masculine man.
Okay.
So I'm just telling you, probably different guys that we've dated, that they've been broken down into this, and you wonder, because I've actually, when I lived in DC, I met, when you guys were little and I was dating,
Right.
I met all kinds of guys. guys. And some guys, I mean, some of the guys that I met, they were outwardly said that they were bisexual.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But they were masculine. I mean, I wasn't going to be, you know, because I just I don't float that way. But, yeah. So now I'm just learning that there's different types of masculinity. It's not necessarily the hegemonic masculine man. There's not one fits all. I guess that's another way of explaining it. Complacent masculinity. To condone or support something without being actively engaged in it.
Yeah.
To benefit in general from the social dominance of men while not actively seeking the oppressed woman. Also a man who admires or does not challenge hegemonic masculinity, even if it doesn't fit within the category. So complacent pretty much means exactly what a complacent person is. They don't have an opinion about anything. Right. They're not fighting against it, not fighting for it. They're just kind of there.
I mean, that one's kind of self-explanatory. Everybody knows what it means to be complacent. It's not like
yeah. And I mean, I've met guys that are complacent. Like they don't have an opinion, or if they do, they don't want to express it. They don't want to talk about it.
They're just okay with
whatever's going on.
Mediocre.
Whatever's going on, and wherever they're at, that's what they're doing. I call them bandwagons.
They don't really have any goals or ambitions, just to pay bills and have a roof over their head, I guess. Yeah. That's enough.
Yeah, that's a good example of a complacent masculinity. Right. They kind of have a job and they don't want to move up.
Right.
They just are kind of satisfied. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, because there's women that like complacent men because they can control them.
I guess.
I mean, why wouldn't you be? Yeah, why wouldn't a woman be able to?
They kind of stick to the script.
Yeah, why wouldn't a woman be able to control a complacent man?
Go outside the fence.
Yeah, or they're not going to stir trouble up. I don't want to hear. I don't want to talk.
Like,
whatever. Yeah, I get text from her every once in a while, and you know, I can drink my beer and watch my sports
and be left alone.
And to me, that's a complacent man. Boring.
Exactly.
Oh gosh. I just lay me down on the ground, because I'd be bored. I would be so bored.
You just won't be with that type of person.
No, I know I wouldn't. But some men get complacent even after you've been in a relationship with for a while. They get complacent.
Maybe they're satisfied. Some people just stop growing.
I don't think you should ever stop growing. And I don't mean that in capacity. I'm not saying that. Let me make it known that I'm not talking about when you're any career that you're in, you always want to grow. You always want to grow. But then you may get to a certain level that you're satisfied and you're happy with, but you are still then you do something else. You find other things to do. Okay, well, I don't, you know, I'm not doing this. So let's go on travel. Let's go here. Let's go to here. You find something else to grow in.
Right. Some people don't want to do that.
That's what I'm saying. You become complacent. Like you just sit in the house all the day, and after you get off work and watch TV, that's complacent. Well, if you have succeeded however far you want in a job, then you need to be ambitious in something else.
Right.
To continue the relationship, to continue it to grow. Mm-hmm. Unless you guys are just so old where you can't do nothing, that's totally different. Because after a while, I mean, you do get so old where you just can't do nothing.
Right.
Not like you used to be able to.
Yeah.
So yeah, that time comes really fast. So you should, as long as I can walk, dance, sing, drive, and take care of myself, I'm gonna be the wild child.
Right.
I'm gonna be wild. You gonna know when it's over for me, when I'm not wild anymore. That's what I always tell you guys. When mama ain't doing that no more, then I know that she's old.
I don't see that happening no time soon.
No, it ain't happening no time soon. We got longevity on my dad's side, the women anyway, so I'm going to be here for a minute.
Yeah, dealing with all the craziness.
Yep, dealing with all the crazy, and probably have the little whippersnapper mouth like my Grandma Brown does, still whippersnapper. Will cut you up and down.
We don't promote violence.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about with her mouth. That's what I'm talking about. She'll tell you about yourself in a hot minute and won't even blink an eye about it. She's like, so I can say whatever I want.
Right.
And she can. It's like, okay. Love you too. Love you too.
You.
Nope, no reason. So yeah, we go in. So just a little bit. I thought that was interesting to break it down.
Right.
Because I didn't know that there were 4 types of masculinity. I had no clue.
So the best one sounds like the one at the very top.
The one, yeah, but
even that one still has.
No. That's actually really good. But then but then all of them have the toxic. There's all toxic. I think it incorporates. Yeah, there incorporates because even though you may be complacent, you may have some good qualities about you.
They're all bad, but.
Yeah, there's all badness, and then there's some good, and then there's some that are just, some people are just, yeah. So I don't know how you define or how you determine which is who.
Right.
I guess as an individual.
That's what I was saying. It's just no such thing as
one size fits all.
No, it's just a matter of people just willing to grow. People just willing to change. You should always want to better yourself. You should always want to be better. And if you're not with somebody that motivates you to do that, then you're not.
Yeah. Nope.
Especially if you can't do it for yourself.
Men or women. Never be with somebody who wants to hold you back, doesn't support you, doesn't say, you know what? Because sometimes you're even in anything that you're in, you can be a little afraid. There's nothing wrong with good fear, I call it, where you're just like, but then if you have a really good partner or a really good person in your corner, and be like, no, this will be a good fit for you. Try it. Even if it doesn't happen, do it anyway. Right. Though that's the type of partner you want to have in your life. And friends as well. You want to have those type of people.
Exactly, yeah.
Because we always are going to be our worst enemy. We're always going to be our worst enemy. Now, and I think even some of the most confident people have their days. They're humans.
Right.
And so, yeah, you should always have people around you that are always going to uplift you and say, hey, why not? Right. The worst thing ain't happened, nothing.
Right.
So, yeah, but don't shoot your shot just because you think you can't.
Right.
That's how I look at with acting or anything. It's just kind of like, you know what? Now I'm going to go ahead and do it.
Right.
What's the worst to that? No callback. Nothing.
Right.
Okay. I didn't lose anything. I didn't gain anything, but I didn't lose anything.
Right.
So, toxic masculinity. This is, this one was good as well. Being promiscuous.
Is this toxic?
Toxic.
Okay.
Is having or characterized by many transit sexual relationships. So I think there's a lot of men that are promiscuous. A lot. And that's not even healthy to be promiscuous.
It's so funny because, the other day I was telling you, I was talking to this lady at the bar. Mm-hmm. She was telling me that her daughter's ex-husband was literally having relations with people every year, multiple different people married. They were married. Isn't that crazy?
Okay, like he was having like flings?
Yeah.
And she
pretty much your entire marriage. Yeah, like this is something he was doing. I'm just like.
And he would meet these people where?
I guess they lived in a small town, so.
He was doing it in his own backyard?
Right. I was just like,
okay, that's one thing this is one thing.
I mean, normally especially if you're married, you normally are just, you got your mistress or whatever, and that's just the only person you're dealing with. And eventually either you leave your wife for them or you leave your husband for them, or
and then she deal with it.
Or she deal with it, or you just end up cutting it off at some point.
You still don't poop in your own backyard.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
I was just like, what?
I mean, especially in a small town, like everybody starts talking.
Right.
A small town.
That's embarrassing.
That's very embarrassing. And then the fact that she had to find out through people probably laughing at her, looking at her, or whatever. Right. Yeah. And then she got to go to the doctor? Because if you
and I'm just like.
Because a lot of times men, for some odd reason, when they're promiscuous, they don't like to wear protection.
Right.
And I don't understand that.
Especially when you're just meeting somebody. You don't know them. Yeah,
that's why I don't have the whole thing about all of the stuff that people do. You know, with all the different type of promiscuous isn't something that should be promoted.
Right.
It is it's a toxic. I mean, I think it's toxic on both sides, female side and male side, masculine and feminine qualities.
Right.
It's just, you know, something that it's you get soul connected. I know some people don't believe in that, but anything that's going on with them, you know, in their soul, is going to attach to you.
Right.
And then you be wondering why you all of a sudden you're mad or sad or just acting weird because you soul tied with somebody that's got all those issues.
All different types of people.
And no telling who they've been promiscuous with. So yeah, right. You should be very cautious just in being a healthy person mentally.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be promiscuous. Being violent is a toxic masculinity, using or involving physical force intended to hurt, damage, or kill someone or something. And we saw that in Chicago this past week. Toxic masculinity with the man punching numerous times with that mother, and her 14-year-old son had to get involved, which to me is very sad because now he's going to have to go through therapy. Now he's probably going to have to leave the city that they live in just because it was a wide national story.
Yeah.
They can't live to me, they can't live there anymore. They can't, because you don't know who his people are.
Another example of that, this happened recently. I had got an Uber to work one day, and he was telling me that he had to bury his friend a couple weeks ago because he went and shot his wife because she didn't want to be with him anymore, and he killed himself. Broad daylight at a gas station. Yep.
That is so sad.
It's really sad. They had kids together and everything. Isn't that crazy?
That's why I said we got a lot of people walking around with mental issues.
Right.
Like there's something going on within themselves. And I mean, I understand heartbreak. I understand being, hurt when somebody rejects you. But to me, the problem is there's no communication.
To me, that's a real issue. Like,
there's nobody communicates. No, everyone is just supposed to walk around and keep the way they feel about something inside. And I think if you don't express how you feel, how that person made you feel, then you're going to hold it in, and it's going to start festering. It's going to start festering. Right. Then you're going to start hating that person. You're going to start disliking that person. Go ahead and tell them. I had to do that. I had to communicate to someone that how they made me feel.
Because you thought you would do something.
No. I didn't think I was going to do anything. It's just that's the way I communicate. I don't hold nothing in. That's my thing. I hold nothing in because I don't want it to fester. I don't want to be upset with this person. I don't want to dislike them. If I don't tell them exactly how I feel, whether they respond to it or not, it ends up being a mental situation with me. So I'd rather go ahead and express it. Tell you, this is how I feel, this is what you did to me, this is how I felt about you, and I appreciate it, that kind of thing. And you know what? It's almost like flushing the toilet.
Right.
That's how I look at it. And then we can either be associates, we can either still be friends, or we can be, whatever. But at least I am not going to have no ill will towards you. We don't do that anymore. We're just supposed to hold in our emotions, and we're not supposed to say anything because it's a form of weakness. To me, it's not a form of weakness. I have to communicate that you did something to me so we can let it out.
Right.
I mean, that's why people go to therapists, right? To talk about their issues.
Yeah.
But if you are in love with this person and you have children with them, and you guys had for whatever reason, this woman wanted to leave, there was something about you that she didn't like anymore, that you wouldn't change, that you would not change. You needed to look at yourself.
And this happened here.
Here and where we live at?
Yeah.
Like I said.
We drove past the gas station, happened and everything. I was like,
oh wow. That's what I said.
I said he must have really been in love with her.
I don't know. No, I don't know if that was love or if it was a dominance control, dominating over her. Because he didn't want nobody else to have her. He couldn't have her, so he didn't want nobody else to have her. Because why else would you want to destroy someone? Because if I can't have you, then nobody can have you. there was something mentally broken inside of him.
Right.
And for him to turn around and be a coward, and then now the children are going to grow up without neither one of their parents. Now, he wouldn't grow up because if he hadn't killed himself, he went to prison. But I'm just saying, their whole entire life is destroyed. Not only did you destroy your life and the woman of your children's life, you destroyed their life as well.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is very crazy. That's why I said people really need to seriously, to me, when you get in any kind of relationship or start a relationship, you have to be up. I'm so upfront with guys now. I am so, like I said, I am so upfront.
Right.
There's this one guy that I didn't even tell you about that is, oh, I want to hear from you again. I really like you and I really, and sending me, oh, you're my sweetheart. No, I'm not. I'm not your sweetheart. I just started talking to you and we going to have to pump brakes. Pump. And then, he's like, oh, I'm not going to talk to anybody else. Why not? We're not exclusive. You need to talk to other people. I need you to disperse your energy amongst, because I'm not feeling you like that right now. Like,
right.
I do believe in love at first sight. I do believe that, but I don't this person didn't do that for me. So just kind of like, don't put too much energy in me right now.
Right. Yeah.
Let me get to know you and stop calling me sweetheart. I can't stand when guys give you a name before they even get to know you. I told this one guy, he was like, kept calling me babe. And I was like, why don't you call me by name? And he was like, why? He goes, I don't mind, I like calling women babes. So that's the first problem. You calling everybody babes. I want to be different from everybody else. So call me by my name. And
I'll be the one to say that. I always say honey or babe or boo or love or whatever. I know,
but that's your thing. But see, if a guy doesn't, he likes it. But if I tell you, if I say, hey, just call me by my name right now, you can't get mad. He got mad. He didn't call me back ever again.
Well, he was a no-go.
No, he was a no-go. That's, to me, that's weakness. That's a form of weakness.
Right.
Because how are you going to get mad because I asked you to just call me by my name?
Right.
I told this one guy, I said, well, call me babe when you mad and pissed off at me. How about that? He ain't talk to me no more either. I be doing this now. I be cutting throats. Cut. I just
swapping right.
I just don't have, because if you're not strong, you're not gonna be able to deal with my personality.
Right.
Because I'm gonna have a strong personality. I need somebody who knows how to deal with it.
Yeah.
And most of the time, it's weak men I come in contact with. So, being dominant is also a toxic masculinity. Most important, powerful, or influential sexually aggression towards women. Being dominant. So a lot of times toxic masculinity comes with men that are being dominant. A lot of time are rapists. Men that rape women. Men that abuse women. Whether it's mentally, physically, or otherwise.
Or rapists?
Yeah, rape, because anytime a man that rapes a woman, it's not about when they have sex. It's a domination over her. Mm-hmm. That's toxic masculinity. Right. It's being dominant. And the last one is being stoic. I think that's how you pronounce it. Stoic. Stoic. Enduring pain or hardship without showing their feelings or complaining. And I think a man should talk about what is going on with him with a woman that he is involved with, because then it leads to committing murder or committing abuse, because he's withholding the pain in, and that man had pain, so he took it out violently.
Right.
Yeah. So being stoic is a toxic masculinity trait. Not displaying emotions. It also said not being a feminist ally, which depends on I do have some issues with, feminists, because I'm not I hate all men feminist. Because there's some women that are like that. I hate all men, and that's definitely not me. Refusing to help with household duties. That's another toxic masculinity. A man should. Yeah. Even though he's paying all the bills, if you see something that needs to be cleaned up, clean it up. Don't sit there and say, hey, babe, I'm going to need you to come over here and sweep this floor, vacuum this rug. Right. Wash them dishes, girl. I know you done made a dinner for me.
Right.
Yeah. Problem. They say toxic masculinity, risk taking. I don't think so, because sometimes you have to take risks. Men have to take risks in life in order to be ambitious, in order to move up.
Right.
Depends on the type of risk taking. So they said that's toxic masculinity, but I put it down there because I did not agree with it.
Yeah.
But that's what it said. And then sexual entitlement. And we know that, meaning that they don't respect you as a woman.
Yeah.
Saying that you're my woman, I'm married to you. They bring out the Bible. You're supposed to give me sex whenever I want it. No. That's what sexual entitlement is. No, that's not how it's supposed to be. No. I mean, how is it even great for both parties if you are demanding it? Like, that's not fun. There's a difference between demanding it in a fun way and then demanding it because I'm entitled to having it because you are my wife or you're my girlfriend or you're the female and I'm the male. No. You shouldn't do that. Even if you're in a same-sex relationship, you should not sexually dominate over your partner. You should not do that. You should have respect for that person. And did you know there's a fragile masculinity? Did you know that?
No, I guess I'm not surprised.
I want to clap. I know. Fragile, because I saw it, I was like, ooh, I'm putting that down. But it's anxiety felt by men who believe they are falling short of cultural standards of manhood. A man can become aggressive and abusive when a female challenges his masculinity. Also, males will feel nervous and hide in a shell because he feels less of a man. And I have come across a lot of fragile masculinity. Now I know there's a name for it. Like I said, the toxic guy that punched that girl in her face the way he did, that he was fragile. His masculinity was fragile.
Right.
Because regardless of whether she stopped talking to you or not, you still could have made the decision to walk away. Yeah. He could have made this. Just like she could have made the decision to walk away, he could have made the decision. Nobody wanted to walk away because their egos were so extremely high. So there's fragile masculinity. Now I'm understanding. You meet guys and they're like that. You're kind of like, oh, you're fragile. I need to keep going because you got some inner issues you need to fix. So here are the signs of a man who has fragile masculinity. The declaration, and these are things that men have said to me. The declaration of not all men. So if a man says, oh, not all men. Okay, wait a minute. No, that's wrong. The declaration of not all men. So I guess I didn't really understand what they meant by that. But maybe somebody else does, kind of. But the assertion of men too. So, okay, now I'm understanding what I wrote. Signs of fragile masculinity, seeing that he's declaring that not all men. Mm-hmm. So I've had a guy say, oh, all men aren't like that. Right. Then he might have some issues that he needs to deal with. The assertion of men too, meaning that, oh, well, men, if a female, I don't know. I mean, like I said, some of this stuff was like really like mind blowing to me. Like you never really thought about it. But a feeling of offense on behalf of oneself or all men, coming to the aid of unknowing men without all the facts. So that means that if a guy just defends another man and he doesn't know what's going on, then that man probably is fragile about certain things. Maybe he heard some of the situation, so it triggered something in him. So he's got some fragile issues that he needs to tend to himself. An attempt to play devil's advocate or present other sides to the story. So that means a fragile. This is signs of a fragile man. This is crazy to me. Accusing others of being sexist against men. So there's a lot of fragile men out there. That's what I'm saying.
You said accuses what?
Accuses others of being sexist against men. So,
what do you mean?
So
This
accusing So he's another man is accusing another man of being sexist towards another man, to a woman. So accusing others of being sexist against men. So so another man is accusing another man. He has a problem with
men.
Men, period. Yeah. I'm writing exactly what it said, what Google said, that the signs of a fragile man. So accusing others of being sexist against men. I know it's kind of confusing. You think it's kind of confusing?
No, I mean, it makes perfect sense to me, but.
Yeah, it's just that I just did not, and I don't know. Do we have a lot of broken men walking around?
We do.
Because it's from these examples that they have presented, and I am talking about them. I've come across a lot of men, and it's like, where does it stem from? Does it root from their childhood? Does it root from them having other relationships that they were in, and they have not completely let them go?
I think it's a combination of everything, and it's sad because it just goes back to the foundation of how important the family is. Mm-hmm. Family being there, having the mother and the father both present, setting that example, giving them a chance or opportunity to be normal, to have a normal life, to have a normal childhood, something that's healthy, so that when they grow up, this is what's instilled in them. This is, what to expect from a mother, what to expect from a father moving forward. They haven't gone through any type of trauma. Like, it just eliminates a lot of different things. And when a lot of these people come from broken homes, broken families, poverty, in and out of jail, trauma in their life, all kind of stuff. So it's like one thing after the next. Like, they just, and this is what you get. That's the result of it.
Yeah, it is.
Our drugs, alcohol abuse, all kind of stuff.
Or even if you have a child that grew up in a wholesome family,
they have different problems. Either they're...
Well, no. What I was saying, I was going to say that even if they grow up in a wholesome family and then they have their first love, and their first love breaks their heart.
Right.
Then they got to go, they don't heal from that. They don't go and get the proper healing from it. And then
they deal with it.
They carry that baggage into the next relationship, and then they start the cycle.
Right.
Even though they weren't taught that, they started because they've been broken and they don't know, it's never fixed. And I think that is one of the major problems that men and women have, is that when they get out of a relationship and it's a bad one, or everybody goes their separate ways, they don't heal from it. They claim, I'm healing from it, or they said that I didn't have to go to therapy to heal from it. Maybe you do. You need to talk to somebody who doesn't have a horse in the race, that's not going to judge you, that's not going to say you're right or wrong. Right. We're just going to try to help you to understand why you feel this way, and try to release that baggage.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you can't make anyone love you. You can't make anyone stay. You can't control life or death, period.
Right.
Yeah. You have to, even people that's one thing that I can say about my father. It took me a while to understand, but even after my mother passed away, even though he was with her for 50 some years of his entire life with her, he made a decision. I have to move on. I have to, and I don't want to be alone.
Right.
And so that's why he got remarried. And it took me a minute to understand. I thought he was betraying us as a family, when actually he wasn't. My father didn't want to be, he made a decision. I don't want to be alone. I was supposed to be married to your mother until both of us died together, or however he thought about it in his mind. But since that didn't happen, and he still has a lot of life in him,
why not?
I'm going to get married again. And I'm very happy for my father, because he seems to be so happy now. Yeah. I'm not saying he wasn't happy with my mother. It was a different type of happiness. He's happy because he was able to move on from the grief. And I'm sure, he still cries from, I mean, I'm sure his wife, understands and she, deals with that.
Mourning.
But he looks great. He looks good. Right. So that is what is important. And men don't understand that when someone passes away and they die, you cannot keep holding on to them. You have to let them go.
Right.
You have to say, you know what? I had my time with you, and for whatever reason, that's it.
Right.
I don't want to be. Why would you want to grow old alone? Why would you?
Yeah.
Because eventually your kids, they're gonna be off on their own life, and you're gonna be calling them. They don't have time for you because they're gonna be doing their own life. I've seen it too many times.
Yeah.
But men are hard-headed. I think men are very hard-headed when it comes. They're set in their ways, and they have to let go. And I was so glad that my father was like, I love your mother. I'm always going to love her, but I am still living, and I want to be with someone who's going to give me life again. Right. He dealt with death. He wanted to live with life again. And I think that is what men don't understand. They don't talk about it. They don't talk about it. They hold it in, and then they hurt other people because they're hurting. Right. And it's a vicious cycle. And I think it's very, very selfish and low down when a man does that to a woman. So, fragile masculinity at work. There's men at work that are fragile, and you probably can, maybe say, yeah. Withholding help. So they don't like to help nobody. So they're fragile at work. Mistreating coworkers. Stealing company's property. Lying for personal gain. So anytime you deal with a fragile masculine man and he does all this at work, no, he's fragile. He broke.
Right.
He broke. So you need to either just figure out how to stay away from him, or you need to go ahead and tell him, you fragile. You need to get some help. Well, you don't want to do that because he might go ballistic on you. But yeah. So have you ever come across men that had those qualities about them, and you're like, what is their problem?
I mean, I guess I have. I just
never paid attention as much.
Right.
Yeah. And you know what? And the jobs that I've had,
pay attention to a lot of people unless something
major.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've dealt with men in like managers or higher level, and a lot of times they mistreat coworkers.
Right.
Yeah, they're very disrespectful. And
you know all their employees?
They're like that to their employees, or if they're managers or the boss over a group of people.
Right.
And they mistreat. And now I know they're fragile. Something's wrong. Yeah. There's something broken inside of them to cause them to do that.
Right.
I mean, it's like anything else. If a person is happy, then they're not going to cause a lot of drama. A person who is unhappy causes a lot of drama. Guess the same way with fragile. Being a fragile person, you're going to cause issues. Okay, so we're going to move to more positive side. Signs of strong masculinity. Courteous to everyone, whether or not it directly benefits them. Mm-hmm. Takes up space without actually trying to take up space. So he doesn't be like, it's me, hey, I'm here. He's just kind of like doing his thing.
Right.
And that's what he does. He takes healthy pride in his appearance and putting his best foot forward. Mm-hmm. He's straightforward and self-assured in his speech. Mm-hmm. And that's really the kind of guy that, has a strong masculinity. He's pretty much confident in who he is, but not in a cocky way.
Right.
And that's to me, that's also healthy. Not only strong, but it's healthy.
Yeah. 5
masculine instincts, which I did not know either. Sarcasm, I'll just go ahead and say, and then we can do the definition. Sarcasm, adventure, ambitious, reputation, and apathy. So.
Empathy or empathy?
Empathy starts with A, not empathy, empathy. Mm-hmm. So these instincts are neither exclusive to men nor fixed in a man's genetics. Mm-hmm. They represent many of the common experiences and temptations men have long faced. Each man bears the responsibility of understanding his own masculinity.
Right.
So, I mean, pretty much sarcasm is, I know you met guys that had that in
That are sarcastic?
Their personality, in their personality. So that's an instinct in a man, adventure.
A good one.
Well, it doesn't say whether it's good or bad. It just says that that's just part of their instincts to be sarcastic.
Yeah.
Adventure, love a man who has adventure that just wants to do stuff.
Yeah.
Ambitious, we know that a lot of men, that's an instinct to them. It's instinctual. Reputation, they think about their outer appearance and what people think about them.
Yeah.
Empathy. And this is a lot of men that I've met. Not all men, but a lot of older men, for some reason, older men. And I don't know if it's set in their ways or you can't teach an old dog new tricks kind of thing, but a desire to be alone, self-reliant, and healthy traits of masculinity, which is the last thing. And these are the healthy traits. He knows who he is. Healthy, strong. He is pursuing and developing his skills and capabilities to make him more competent and able to take action. Has a sense of agency, drive, and desire to make his mark on the world. Addresses disrespect. Encourage men to express emotionally freely, which that is a great one. Encourage compassion and kindness towards themselves and others. Listens to experiences and validates feelings. Check in with male friends and loved ones. Being honest with oneself and your own feeling, needs, and desires. Also treats all others with the kindness and respect that you desire. That is a healthy trait of masculinity.
Okay.
And that's the kind that you really want. Really. I mean, all of
that?
I mean, yeah, when you want someone who encourages men to express emotionally freely. I mean, why would you? I guess I look at it. I guess my thing with men that I have come in contact with, they are being told that having emotions or expressing yourself is weak.
Right. Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I think at some point you have to put it out there. You have to remove that out of your being. Right. If something's bothering you, you're upset. Because to me, like I said, when you hold it in, it festers. Right. And you think about it, you think about it, you think about it. And like I said, some people think I'm so dramatic a lot of times. But that's how I have to express myself. If I don't like something, I'm going to tell somebody. That's just me. Right. I'm going to call you on the phone. Guess what happened? Blah, 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 blah. And then I'm be cool in 5 minutes because I've already expressed myself. I already told you how I felt. Right. It's over and done. Yeah. But if I think about it, I don't tell you or tell anybody, and I think about it, all I'm going to do is think about it, think about it, think about it, think about it. And then it grows. It grows. And I think that is I think I'm finding that not only in males, but females too, is that we're holding in conflict or issues, especially amongst family. Yeah. Like nobody can have a conversation anymore without getting mad and upset. Just listen. Everybody's perception of how you treat them, it should be important. You want people to give you respect. Respect them. Mm-hmm. Listen. Okay, I don't like how you did this and this and this and this. Okay, what's the examples? This. Okay, well, I want this relationship with you. I respect you as a person. Then I got to change that perspective for you. I don't think we want to do that anymore. I think we just want to be like, well, you just going to have to deal with it, and I don't care what you say. That's the kind of people we're dealing with now. Yeah. It's all about me. Screw you. And this is just I think that's why we see more violence. People are just going crazy out, complete strangers. Right. Now, I don't even, when I be out and about, somebody acting crazy, I don't got time. I don't even talk. I don't talk to strangers like that. I don't talk to them. If they start acting ballistic, I'm getting in my car and I'm driving away. You can have a conversation by yourself because first of all, I don't know you. Right. Second of all, if it goes down like that, it's gonna be one or the other is going down, and it ain't gonna be me. Right. Because it's survival of the fittest as far as at that point. I mean, at that point. Right. Yeah. So it's just best not to engage. If somebody gets mad or if somebody jumps in front of me in a restaurant, I'm good. Right. Go ahead and get yourself. You must be really hungry.
Right.
I can wait.
Yeah. That's eating in days.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. I'm not going to even have the argument with you. I'm not arguing with you.
Right.
Because it doesn't matter.
Right. It's not going to make a difference.
To me, it's not. The only thing that's going to make a difference is that either somebody going to jail or somebody going to be dead.
Right.
So I'm just going to just not.
It's not worth it.
To me, it's not worth it.
You got to pick and choose your battles.
No.
That's something that you can walk away from and still know you're going to be alive. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unless you're dealing with a completely insane person and then you got to deal with whatever comes. Right. But yeah, I'm not going to just have an argument or a disagreement with a complete stranger.
Right. Unless they are just out their mind crazy, then they're not going to retaliate unless you entertain it.
Yeah, a lot of time, yeah. Especially when I lived in DC and I used to have to ride the metro to work and stuff. And you had a lot of homeless people that were out all night, and then they about to find somewhere to go sleep. Some of them they would walk up to you and they would call you all kinds of names. You need to give me some money. Why are you looking at me like that? And it's like, I'm not even looking at you. I would just kept walking. As long as they didn't touch me, they can sit there and talk to me crazy all day.
Right.
Just as long as you don't put your hands on me. If you put your hands on me, then I guess we just gonna figure it out.
Right.
But yeah, living in the city teaches you a lot. That's why as I've gotten older, I'm not a city person anymore. I don't like all that aggression. I don't want to be bothered with it because I had to deal with it when you guys were little and I had to go to work every single day. I had to deal with that. And when you're younger, you can deal with it, but as you get older, it's like, I'm tired. I don't want to deal with that aggression.
Right.
I don't want nobody coming up to me asking me for no money and none of that.
Right.
I'm sorry, no.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I know this was an interesting podcast, and I know it's just kind of, I try to make it fun. I really do.
Yeah.
But it's things that I'm learning, and I like to talk about it because I know a lot of people talk about relations. They talk about relationships, and they just, just throw stuff out there, and experiences are great. But I always want to know why. Why do people act like this? Why do men act like that? What's the difference? I didn't know there was different types of masculinity.
Right.
I didn't know there was. Yeah. And so then it helps you move forward when you are dealing with potentials.
Right.
Okay. Ding ding. What was that, Mom? What was that we talked about? Oh yeah. Let me go ahead and write his name off of the list. Right. Because this is what I don't want to deal with. And there's gonna be some things that you don't want to deal with. And I think as a woman, before you go into a relationship, you got to figure out what you ain't going to deal with.
Right.
And inconsistency is definitely on the top tier of my list. If you're inconsistent when we in the talking stages, you're probably going to be inconsistent for the whole entire relationship. And it's just going to cause me to be mad.
Yeah.
And I'm going to blow up and it's not going to be pretty.
Right.
So inconsistency is definitely something I don't want to deal with.
Yeah.
Same for you, or?
I mean, of course. Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll go ahead and end our podcast. Candid Talk with Lexi Love.
And Valentino vs. Valentino.
See you guys on the flip side.
I didn't eat my strawberry.